It's wonderful to be here today with two very special guests, Ms. Mursal Mohammadi and Mr. Dakxin Chhara. Each of you bring very different perspectives to the art of visual storytelling and creativity and action, linking it to hope. So could you please give us a brief introduction of yourself, your work, and your background, starting with you, Ms. Mursal?
And thank you so much. Thinking of my journey, I'm a girl from a small neighborhood from Kabul, Afghanistan. And I did my school and my university in Kabul, but due to insecurity, I had to leave Afghanistan, and I came to India in 2017. And in my early journey, I had the interaction with the youth leader. I became the youth leader of a refugee group. We had over 200 refugee youths that were providing educational and social activities for them. From there, I joined university, and there, I think the visual storytelling journey has started. And in my college, I picked up the visual storytelling as a powerful tool to tell my own story and also give other women a platform to speak about their identities and to speak about their resilience and the beauties that they have. And recently I became the UN India Youth Advocate, which will, through visual stories, I will work on gender equality and education.
That's wonderful. Congratulations, Mr. Dakxin.
See, Anoushka, thank you. You will surprised to know that India is the home of almost 8 to 10 crore people. I mean, 80 to 100 million people in India who are still branded as a born criminals. And there is a colonial stigma. My entire work is around this stigma, colonial stigma. And in present time also, people are facing a lot of problem because of this colonial stigma. My entire theatre and film work is actually around this issue. I am a documentary filmmaker. I made more than 130 documentary films. I also made feature film, which was a political film, and I also made research-based films for the universities, European universities, Western universities, Indian universities. I train in filmmaking. I train actually to the community youth into the filmmaking and theatre. Plus, as I said that I'm a theatre person, we are a most active community theatre in the country. It is focused on this issue, denotified and nomadic tribes, the so-called born criminal communities actually issues. We are addressing these issues through theatre since 25 years. And it is third generation which is carrying on this struggle through the theatre art and communicating with the world, with the system, with the society. And just we are trying to emphasize that we are not born criminals, but we are normal human being like you, and we are born artists because our forefathers were nomads.
That's wonderful work, and I think that's very needed because nobody should be branded as a born criminal. That's just so cruel. And when I was reading about your work, I came across all of this information that I had no idea this was happening. So your work is certainly very important, especially to young people who must know about the current situation and political situation in our country. So thank you. Moving on, you both experiment with visual storytelling. Your work is more based around photography, and you are more into filmmaking and theatre. So how do these two forms of visual storytelling bring hope to other people, and can it create a pathway for social movements or social change, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think, expression is extremely important for the human being, and freedom of expression, which is guaranteed by our Constitution of India. Unfortunately, we forgot how to express your anguish, how to express your anger, how to express your worries. Everything is within, and we don't bring out. I think theatre and filmmaking art are the best tool, the non-violent tool, you can say tool or weapons maybe, um, to communicate with the larger society and the system what is going on actually within and what is going on with your own communities. So I think this art forms gives hope to the world, because at the moment whatever is happening around the world, the kind of violence, the kind of extremism and extremist forces are growing day by day. I think in such kind of time the people's expression is more important. Otherwise the violence will always take place. That is a theory. If you don't express, then you become a violent. So I think it is important that you should use these forms of the expression to bring out your anguish and to establish the dialogue between the two extremes. The problems happens because you don't have a dialogue. Once you have a dialogue, creative dialogue, maybe then the resolution can also come. So this is what actually we have been experimenting. I don't know how much we are succeeded, but it is 25 years we have been doing that. And yeah, but it's an interesting journey, I mean, to communicate your issues with the larger society and sometimes the system, because they don't understand the words, the language of words, but maybe they can understand the language of expression.
And expression is such a powerful tool. Miss Mursal, I was reading about your work, and in your photo book that you'd created with other refugees, you had taken a picture of your mother braiding your hair, and you said that that is your home. So how do you think family plays a role in creativity and your personal life? How does it kind of integrate into your creative work? Can it also create hope or bring hope to other people?
Thank you. Yeah, but actually, you reminded me of that image. But if you look at the other images that I have, they are all connected somehow, either to my present or to my past. Like in my photo project, How Can One Abandon Love? There's this use of the red color. It is an expression of love. It is an expression of beauty. It is an expression of resilience as well, because I am grown up with the stories of my grandmother and my mother, my aunt. They have gone through very hard circumstances, but their stories has become a resilience for me, and I always feel that they have shown resilience in a way or the other. The fact that my mother couldn't access to education, but she could educate all of her daughters is a resilience. The fact that my father had to sacrifice so many things, so all of his children go to school and become educated, and he always says that the only way that we can, come out of this darkness is education. The same thing, I always feel like these artworks are very much connected to the stories that I have grown up with, and the same way I see in the society, because I work on gender and education, and I've written about how education is important for the refugees and how it can be life-changing as it was for me. And also about the gender when I'm talking. I meet with lots of the women who faced violence. And when you hear their stories, they have gone through so much, but still they're standing up for the rights of their kids. So they have the basic needs of education and all other things. And one thing that is always in my mind is the violence that they have faced. They're living with that. That the trauma is always with them. Yeah, they cannot leave it, but still, you see, like they are full of energy. They are full of hope, because they have the hope that, okay, I couldn't achieve all of that, but they have the resilience and the power to stand up against it and sharing their stories, so not any woman face the same circumstances. And I think it's the beauty of it, because if you share your stories, you inform so many people about it. And as we are talking about how expression is important, and I think this visuals, connects us. There is no language; everyone can understand what an image is about, and it connects us on a very on different levels. At the same time, it is bridging the gaps. Like if I talk about the home and belongingness project, as you have mentioned that, it is something that you can relate to at, or any other person like can relate to that. For me, home is like when I feel safe, when I feel the love and care in my mother's hand. And simply, I think using the visual storytelling to bridging the gaps and evoking a sympathy and understanding, that's very important. And that is something that when we connect on an emotional level, we can help each other and we can create a greater impact.
Absolutely. I think art is something that unites us all and can create a pathway for action. So, coming back to young people, what advice do you both have for young people who wish to enact change in some sort of way using creativity and art?
I think medically, I mean, these are the two brain sides, right? And one side is responsible for language or mathematics or science. And I mean, this is what medical science is. The other side, in India specifically, and specifically in the middle class and, in the upper class, it is found that it is always remain underdeveloped. The reason, because the other side of the brain that is responsible, I mean, it will develop when the kid will actually, involve with the music or dance or any sort of creative art, any sort of, creativity. If our kids are not actually practicing art, then that part will be, the specific part of the brain will be underdeveloped. You will see that it is, I mean, this medical science, I mean, this theory, it itself saying this, that art is extremely important actually for the kids in order to complete brain development. Right. Now, what sort of art you are practicing, painting or photographs or whatever, filmmaking or whatever, but it keep you engaged actually to tell the stories of others, or maybe your story, your own community stories. It make you more sensible. Because when you tell the stories of others, you fall in love with others, you live the other's life. And then slowly you become, very much involved into, their socialism, their politics and their economics and everything. That makes kids, or I mean the artist, more sensible towards the communities and the society. And those sensible artists or those sensible kids, we really need, nowadays, because if you want to create a better future, then we need to train each and every kids actually into the arts. That is what I strongly believe.
Absolutely. I think art creates empathetic and compassionate world citizens. And your take on that, Ms. Mursal?
I would say like maybe so many youths and the kids feel lost at some point and they don't know what exactly what's happening in the future. But I think it's very important that we support the kids to find their passion as early as their age, because that's very important. And once they have grown up, they should align their passion with the issues that they are seeing in the society, and they can resonate with that issues. They should understand the complexities of that issue, and they should always stay, what's the updates that are happening. They say gender equality or access to education or even climate changes. These are things that we feel responsible, but once you align your passion with the issues that you can resonate with, that you can create a better impact, and you can find so many things that motivate you. And I think it's very important because we see that every youth feeling something that this is wrong and that should be corrected. And I believe that they have the power to change that. So I think once we have, sort of aligned them together and stay informed about that, that will motivate us to create a better impact and work towards it.
As you said, youth have the power to create change. Thank you so much for being here and talking to us today.
Thank you so much.
So nice.